to hook a fish, to catch a fish or something, and it's swallowing that, string too. So
The
that's the way
bait.
Africa, yes, it's swallowing that string. So that's the way aid works in Africa. They always hook it up with strings, and when you swallow that, they want to control certain things. They want to control this resource or that resource or this. You see, it's a systemic issue that they have planned long. Um, See, the West did set up this thing in a way that it will be pretty difficult for Africans to function if they don't go into the extremes. What Ibrahim Traore is doing is an extreme, and it is absolutely dangerous for him. Let me explain. Um, this they call this thing the three dimension. The heat, the heat man job that's concerning the economy. You see, the jackals, and then the military. Those are the three things that function for Africa. I explained this to you. You guys heard about the CIA, the NSA, and MI6, and all this stuff. You heard about this already. I think I shouldn't be lecturing you on that. The way these people function is different. You see, in the banks, in the financial institutions, they have agents working there. These people contact African heads of states. They contact big corporations. In fact, they own some big, they work in big, huge corporations to all over Western Europe. And then the way they do it is this. They try to hold everything, to take everything in their position, their possession, in that belongs to Africa, and this is how they do it. They come now. They know the first they try to corrupt your head of state or your government officials. If they don't accept that, then the jackal comes in. Now, who's the jackal? Those are agents who are meant to kill, assassinate, you know. So if you want to go back, we'll be talking about Patrice Lumumba, we'll be talking about, in Gaddafi's case, even it came up to the case of military because they tried the first, the heat man, the economic heat man. It didn't work. In Hussein to Saddam Hussein to try that. If they try the first one, the economic heat man, it doesn't work. They go to the jackal, it doesn't work. Then the military comes in at the end, which means it's a war, and that worked on Gaddafi's case and Saddam Hussein because the first two couldn't eliminate them. You see, but people like Patrice Lumumba, Kwame Nkrumah, all of them, they became victimized as a result, the first level. The way they killed Lumumba was really brutal. You see, I think every African should be really thinking. You should be really thinking. You see, we have to we must, it's a must, we must distance ourselves from these folks, from these Europeans. I don't know why this guy comes up here and is talking about a solution when actually on the other side these folks since 500 they're not looking for a solution for Africa. Africa has to look for its own solution, same like China did, or same like Russia, or any of them are doing. Africa must come up with its own solutions. You see, Africa is the most diverse continent you can find on the planet. It has the most intelligent and the most dumb people because of that genetic diversity. It has the fastest and the slowest people. Africa has everything, all the potentials. So there's nothing we can't develop. Let me give you an example. Starting beginning from south of Africa. What do South Africans produce? Those guys produce. They produce military jets. You see, they produce military jets of all kinds of machines for military jets and military vehicles. You understand? Now design this thing for consumer purposes, and we're having running nice cars in Africa, meaning you don't have to consume from Asia or from Europe. But South Africa has a deal with Germany, for example, the Germany in which we are, that they should not produce cars, and they should only assemble German cars, and in which case they should even invest their own money to assemble German cars before they bring that into the market. So you see these kind of things. With that, how do you grow your country? You see, you can't. You see, and these kind of contracts are full. They're all over Africa. You see, where puppet rulers go into contracts and sign this kind of deals where we can actually do these things, manufacture those things, put them there. West Africa should, at this point, be coming up very powerfully in the manufacturing sector, in the manufacturing industry. And as soon as that begins to happen, Africa changes. The shape of Africa changes. You'll see that. The only problem we will be having, the only problem we'll be having, because I know these white folks, they like a lot of problems. War. You see, when they see you succeeding, when they see we succeeding there, they know it's a problem for them because they can't be having the minerals anymore from Africa to feed their own industries. So what does that mean for them? You see, it provokes high unemployment in Europe and the United States and all these Western countries. High unemployment, and you see, these people they get really disgruntled. They get disgruntled really fast. They're really dissatisfied, and Africa can live. Um, in poverty or low life for long, he will sustain that. Most Africans are used to that. They'll manage that somehow. But should a thing like that happen in Europe, they don't have money to buy this, they don't have this, but it's it's a total war. A war begins. You see, they start fighting. You know, and this kind of fights now. If we in Africa, if we decide, we shouldn't forget one thing. Africa holds about 51.7% of the mineral resources of the entire globe, the entire planet. That makes it the richest continent on the planet. You see, and that's why Europeans can't leave Africa. So think about you should be thinking about all of these things before you start saying, "Oh, why do they call us poor? Why?" It's a mindset that they blow into your brain. They blow this mindset into your. They put that into your brain, make you feel you're poor. They've been doing this thing for centuries. You see, after stealing most of our intellectual properties and artifacts, which are in Europe till date, and they don't want to give us back, and all this stuff. They start telling you things like, hey, you know what? No, these people are sitting on a mountain of stolen goods. We all know that. Only for people who don't know will be saying that. No, it's not nothing against the white man and nothing against the black man. They know the facts, and somewhere around they must be able to say it. Right inside America today, it's a dispute whether it's a dispute whether the Indians were there before the blacks, even, because they're going back into history books today and finding that black people were in America, in the United States and the Americas, 10,000 years before Columbus was born. And I know which people are those. Those are the people even from Mansa Musa and the the Kemet rising, because those people were explorers and discoverers. You see, they covered the whole, in fact, they were all over the planet, in Asia, in the Americas, and everywhere. But these people, they have a history they call the 1619 history. That's when they began studying the black man from the time of slavery. Then so you won't understand that the black man was in most of those places on earth before them, because they twist these things in a way to wash your brain, whitewash your brain, your mindset, change it. And they've been doing that now for almost 500 years. You know, this is a fact. And the other things, to put Africa in order, we must not just have people like, I think Traore is a very young man. Yeah, that's true. But it must not be him, you see. At our age too, we must be able to push them, to support them, to sustain them, because I see myself as a potential. I mean, as someone potential enough to change the dynamics right inside the continent too. You see, so it's not something like you just talking and say, "Hey, we need more." No, it's the mindset. Traore said it himself. The young man said, "The mindset. You need to change your mindset."